the guy I'm interviewing today will be Tony Northeastern, and you can see his channel down below. First question is, how are you, Tony?
Hi, Adi. Thank you
Hi.
for including me in your chat. Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Yourself?
Yeah, I can't grumble, to be honest with you.
Yeah. So what you're looking at there is the entrance to the station. It's on fire a little bit.
That's the station near the docks, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. Got a few questions, if that's okay.
Yeah, fire away.
Yep. So this is a two-parter question. How did you get
Yep.
into the hobby, and how did you get into the world of trains?
Right. I've always been interested in trains, but the birth of my grandson got me back into trains. Basically, we started sitting watching Thomas the Tank Engine together, like you do.
Yep.
And before you know it, I bought him one of those Hornby battery merry-go-round train sets, which came in a box.
My first train set.
That's it, something similar to that,
That's
but it
what got
worked
me
on
into the
batteries.
hobby.
Yeah. So, yeah, I bought him that, and then, well, since that, I got back into trains and started building a layout in the loft, but it wasn't in this house. This was in when I used to live in my other house. I built a small layout up there. But yeah, that's basically how I got back into trains.
I'm guessing you don't regret coming back to or getting into the hobby.
No, definitely not. I think that there's a lot of inspiration out there, and to get back into the hobby. But yeah, no, certainly no regrets there.
Would you get into the hobby if you'd restarted now at today's prices?
Well, it is getting more and more expensive, the hobby as a whole, and I really fear for the younger generations who might not be able to afford it, especially the way the cost of living is skyrocketing. Um, yeah, I'd still probably come into the hobby, but the most expensive items are the rolling stock and the track work. Once you get that out the way, I would encourage everybody to scratch build. It becomes a little bit cheaper then. So coming back into the hobby at today's prices, I don't think you would be able to keep me away, to be honest, Adi.
Too many nice things.
Too many nice things. Well, I just enjoy the hobby. It's not the case of collecting every loco that's out there, but I do pick and choose wisely, I think, on how and what I buy, especially the way, as you said, the way that the price of the hobby is going.
You're not the only one this time around. I'm the same.
Yeah.
I've had to be picked for. I have another question, if that's allowed.
Yeah. Fire away.
What made you start your YouTube channel?
Right. Yeah, that again. I've been on YouTube since 2013. Just looking to start with. So I've spent many years just looking. There's quite a few channels that come to mind. Dave Howarth. I do speak to him from time to time. He was one of the first ones I used to watch, along with Hover Motion.
He's the European guy, isn't he?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Everard Junction and a few others. Oh, Doug at Trelm Home. He's got a fantastically huge layout. I used to watch his channel a lot because all he ever does is just running sessions, nothing else, just pure running sessions. And watching his channel was the big decider for me going into double O gauge because of the amount of amount of space you can build with rather than O gauge. O gauge, you're restricted you probably only get one station and loop up here in the loft where I am at the minute.
Yeah, but your loft looks quite a big area from what I've seen.
Yeah, it's yeah. I think I'm quite fortunate. It's 4 meters across, and it's roughly about 7.5 meters deep. So yeah, I'm quite fortunate. The size of the loft.
It's definitely bigger than my miniature world. um, Question about your building ability.
Hmm.
What's been your best build so far that you've done from scratch?
I think it has to be what you're looking at. The South Shield Station took over 18 months to build, even though I had a little bit of time off in that time. Started at the beginning of lockdown, um, around about January time, was it? No, it's 2000. Yeah, 2020. Finished it late on 21, and it was so I'd say it was a challenge. The roof, as you're looking at now,
Yep.
that was the biggest part of the build. It took 8 months to do that alone on its own, and yeah, I'm pleased with the way it's turned out. I don't think I could have built the roof any different to way that I did. To be honest, I did think of using coffee stirring sticks for the main trusses, and then having the welding rods coming from across the trusses. But no, I'm glad I stuck it out and built it using welding rods, soldering them together. So yeah,
So
it
the
was a
building
challenge.
there is a mixture of cardboard, wood, and metal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, welding rods, plastic strip, cardboard. Well, practically threw everything at it.
I've got to be honest with you, it was a interesting build to watch, especially for someone who doesn't or who can't scratch build for health reasons. It was a very interesting watch well, a build to watch along to.
Yeah. Well, along the way, I've inspired a lot of people to go ahead and scratch build their own stuff. And I have seen Charlie McGowan, for instance, he built a similar bridge to what I built right at the back there. I don't know if you can pick that up in the camera.
The
The River Tyne
pedestrian
Bridge.
bridge.
Yeah, the River Tyne Bridge. Or the River View Bridge, I think it's called. River View Bridge, I think it's called. I don't know. I think that's what it is. And he built one exactly the same. So seeing people building from what they've seen in the videos, well, yeah, that's what it's all about. I think, 80.
See, there is a pub that I want to scratch build myself, which I probably won't be able to, and that's the
Yeah.
Great Northern Pub down in Wetmore, where I live.
All right. Okay.
It's called the Great Northern, and it's been there since the 1800s. But I think it's going to be
Hmm.
way too big for my stuff, my track.
All right. Okay.
You also
Do you
build.
want
You've also built rolling stock. Is that correct?
rolling stock? Not yet. I have built rolling stock in the past, but not this time around. I have made the bridge transporting train,
Yep.
um, which can you call that rolling stock? I guess you can.
Yeah, you can. It hasn't got a motor to it, so I'm guessing you can.
Yeah. So yeah, that was based on an idea that I watched on YouTube yet again, a Pathés newsreel,
Yep.
um, where a Garrett, I think it was pulling this massive train. In the middle of this train was these girder bridge being pulled along, and I thought, oh, I think I could have a go at that. And then I found some cheap tenders
Yep.
on a famous website and bashed them about a bit and made the bridge transporter.
So what's the best part of your layout if you were to sit and watch trains go by?
Yes, regarding to that question, Eddie, the best part of the layout, well, I reckon it's got to be the social station. Watching the trains come in and out, and yeah, I mean to just to admire the view because as you probably know, the social station is the centerpiece of the layout.
Yep.
And it was, in my mind, supposed to have been the last build on the layout, and it happened to be, well, one of the first. Yeah. So what do you like about the layout? What's your favourite bit?
Mine would have to two places from what I've seen of from your videos. One would be Stevenson's Bank, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
And your steam engine yard.
Oh, right, the MPD.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it's due for a revamp. That is.
I
Um,
could get lost in that yard if I'm honest with you.
well, yeah. Well, you're already, aren't you? You would get lost in that yard because you love locomotives. I mean, I like my locomotives as well, but yeah, that's due for a revamp. But Stevenson's Bank, yeah, that's seen many trials and tribulations of various locos trying to pull as many coaches as possible. But the incline itself, it was only designed to ever take a four coach DMU.
Yep.
Hence why it was built 10 millimeters for every foot, as it were. I thought that would be enough, but obviously with steam engines, they like their rails to be a little bit flatter. But yeah, so Stevenson's Bank, it does serve its purpose. I mean, I'm quite happy with what it does. I mean, I don't think I could change it. It's actually nearly one, two, three. It's actually 5.5 meters long by the time it straightens up before it reaches its high shield. So it's quite a long run.
Going off
Uh,
the topic slightly here.
Mhm.
Is there any of your locos that don't like the bank
uh,
or can't do it because of the way they're made by the
oh, oh,
manufacturers?
oh, right. No, that they're all can do it, but they can't. I wouldn't be able to pull a 6 coach or 7 coach train up there. You'll have to have a banking engine to help push them up. Most locos will go up there quite easily with 4 coaches,
And
which is
hopefully
which
soon
is
you'll have a
perfect.
banking engine if I got my information correct.
I do. I have a WD class, which used to be the banking engine for Tyne Dock anyway,
Yep.
for the old iron ore trains. Um, the guy to talk about that would be John Coudet, because he used to work for a time at the Pelo Junction signal box, and he would see them now and again. These iron ore trains.
Speaking of your iron ore, did you get your KR model ones?
Not yet, not yet. I
No.
haven't received them yet.
At the
I know
time of recording, they are out.
Yeah, I think by the time I ordered mine, it's due for the second batch because the first batch all got sold out quite quickly. So yeah,
And have you gone for the load or non-load version?
I've gone for the unloaded version because I'd like to put the iron ore in myself.
Yep. Is that going to be a project or is it just going to be something off camera?
Depends if I get time to fit it in. Because I've got loads of projects I want to get on with once um, the Nighthawk movie's finished. Yeah.
And at the time of
If we
recording,
can,
that hasn't gone out. That video.
no, it hasn't gone out.
I have another question if I can.
Yeah.
Like most people who do any sort of modelling from Warcraft to World War stuff to model railways, obviously, and even scale electrics. If you could go back and change any way you've done your layout, would you or not? Like better baseboards or better way you've done your track? I don't know.
I think what I've got here, Adi, is basically how I've designed it. But in hindsight, as you probably know, I keep adding little bits of baseboard. It's all because I never thought that in the beginning I'd be doing stuff like this.
Yep.
Actually, physically building scratch builds. When I first started the layout, I was buying the kits and stuff already made and just plonking them on the layout. Obviously, some cases kit bashed them a little bit, but I think to start again, I would build everything scratch built.
Now that's including the baseboards as well, yeah.
The baseboards, I think I'm happy with the baseboards. I think I would have made some of them a little bit wider than what they are. But as they stand, if I made them too big, I wouldn't be able to get round them, that's for sure. Because, as you know, the layout's a figure eight.
Yeah, it's a big figure eight. Must agree. It's a figure eight.
Yeah.
I have a question here for beginners, if I may.
Yep.
What advice would you give to newbies or beginners in the hobby if they were to scratch build anything? Is it to start small and work your way up, or is it just take your time?
Basically, what I would do, well, what I would do if you're a beginner,
Yep.
I'd start small. Maybe get some Metcalf kits.
Yep.
Before you start gluing them together, see if you can put them together dry and work out how the buildings go together. And that'll give you an idea of how to put things together. And if you're feeling confident, because with Metcalf kits, you get lots of spare doors and windows and what have you, so you can make up your own little wayside huts and little builds like that. Like this thing here, this was just made out of scrap bits of card.
Yep.
And that's a Metcalf window in there. So that's just a lamp hot. See, it's just little things like that. That's all stemmed from building Metcalf kits. So, yeah.
I know sometimes magazines give you free kits, don't they, to build?
Yes,
Yep.
yes. I just turn the camera around. That garage there was partial kit because you got that free with a magazine, and then I just added this little bit on, and that's become the station garage.
Every time I see that garage, I always think of Heartbeat. I don't know why.
Well, it's the same colour. Yeah, Heartbeat garage hasn't got the building on the side. It has got the frontage, and it just goes deep, quite deep back.
And that one hasn't got a funeral parlour in either.
No. No. Yeah, so yeah, that's my advice. Start with something small, like a lamp iron hut.
Yep.
And then go on to, well, a terraced house maybe. And then if you get your confidence builds up, then eventually you could build something like this. There's plenty of tutorials on YouTube. Various people doing various different builds. Paul at Galgam Hall.
Yep.
He's another one who scratch builds. And yeah, I've often spoken to him. We kind of G each other up about our builds. So yeah.
It's always good to bounce ideas off people.
Yes, it is, because that's how you gain inspiration, and also you get ideas just by talking. You know, just like you, Eddie, with your channel.
Mine's mainly reviews, isn't it, and history.
Yes, that's you know, we've known each other, what, 5 years now?
Longer than that.
A
lot longer than that.
A lot longer than that. Well, every time you bring out a Northeastern logo, I'm straight in there to see. So I want to know what you said about it. You know, where did it run? Was it at Gateshead Sheds, or was it in Darlington Sheds, or
Well, I think my
I
next
wasn't.
northeastern loco is going to be, if I'm honest with you, at the time of recording, is going to be the J26 from Oxford Rail.
Oh right, okay.
If it's
Yeah,
anything like the J27, it's going to be a fantastic model,
yeah, yeah.
and
I think I
at a
have
cheap
one.
price too, less than £100.
Really?
Yeah, they're less than £100, brand new. And it's like, you know what Oxford Rail stuff's like.
Mm,
So
yeah.
yeah,
Hold me, watch out. Mm.
and then at some point we got the Linear G5,
All right, yeah.
which is your neck of the woods, isn't it?
Yes, that's coming from TMC, isn't it? Because
That's
I've
correct.
already
Yeah,
ordered from them.
I've ordered the pre-grouping livery one.
Yeah, I've ordered the one with the same running number that was at South Shields, that ran between South Shields and Sunderland. So
Is that a
can't wait to get my hands on that.
custom one, or is that straight from Batman or TMC?
No, no, it doesn't need custom in anything. It just needs the proper running number on it.
Right. 'Cause I know TMC do a lot of renumbering, don't they? I didn't know if you pre-ordered one with them and asked them to renumber it.
I did. I did. That's what I've done. 'Cause I gave them two numbers because there was two of them that ran.
Yeah, I think I've seen one
Uh,
in one of your photos you've shared online, one of your videos.
mm.
I have another question, if I'm allowed.
Yeah, fire away. You only said there was going to be six questions. What's this, number 22?
I do apologise.
That's all right. Oh, dear.
Going through your history of your videos on your YouTube channel,
Yeah,
I spotted a few O gauge locomotives or rolling stock and clips as well. Do you still have the
yeah.
O gauge? And if not, what happened to it? If you don't mind answering that one.
Ah, yeah, sure. I think one of the very, very first videos I did was where I was comparing two coaches, a double O coach and an O gauge coach.
Yep.
And I think it was that video that made my mind up. And basically, what happened to the rolling stock, I sold it all off. I had loads of it. I had a set of Pullman coaches. I had some cheek articulated coaches. Yeah, it all went because I favoured the idea of basically more space and more stuff I can do with the space. As you know, O gauge, you're very, very restricted, and I think all I would have had would have been one station in a storage yard, even with this size loft.
Yep.
Originally, the baseboards were put down for an O gauge layout, hence why there's a mistake on the layout, and it's still there now. There's a set of bridges as it comes into Tyne Dock.
Yep.
Those bridges are out of scale. They are O gauge scale. A little secret there. Oops. And I never changed them. I just left them as they were because the idea was there would have been two single tracks coming through those bridges, and that's when halfway through putting the baseboards up, I decided, right, double O gauge it's going to be.
So there is some O gauge stuff on your layout.
Just the bridges.
Yep. You can't tell, if I'm honest with you. It's where I think it is. You can't tell the O gauge.
Yeah, no, you can if you look closely at the capping stones because the capping stones are 7 millimeters to the foot, so they're a foot and a half wide. So yeah, that they are bigger than the other capping stones elsewhere on the layout. Yeah, I might have to do a video on that to show people what I mean. But now you can see these bridges are O gauge.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah, look at the size of the panels.
They're massive.
Yeah, see.
It's not where I thought it was, if I'm honest with you.
Well, the thing is, I don't want to change them because it's a little bit of a Tony Northeastern history.
Yeah, but as trains running by, you can't tell they are O gauge.
No, no.
The next question is, where is your layout based in the world, if anywhere, or what's it inspired by? And secondly, is what part in time, if any part in time?
Right. Let's go back to the inspiration of the layout. It stems from when I had a visit from some uncles and aunts who took me on a train for the very, very first time. And that is what inspired me to build this.
Yep.
South Shield Station. I was a 6-year-old lad. I went through them doors for the very first time. I got onto the platform, and it was huge. It's the biggest thing I've ever seen in my life inside. And yeah, that's what has inspired me to build this layout. Childhood dream. But obviously, it was never like this when I was a kid. It didn't have the clock. It was totally different because during the bombing, they totally obliterated the clock. And this was pulled down as well, this canopy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my inspiration. And for where it is on the layout, where it is in the world, sorry, it's the northeastern branch between Newcastle. I nearly said Newcastle then, because it's the branch between Newcastle and South Shields, and yeah, so that's what it's based on. It's a northeastern railway layout.
And at what point in time did you say?
What point in time? I would say, because I've built the station as it was pre-war,
Yep.
on this side,
Yep.
and then on the other side, it's more or less as it was in the 1960s. So it's a bit of a mismatch. So it's not really 100% true build. But yeah, I would say, based on the cars, rolling stock, the 50s and 60s, it's got to be the general era of the layout.
So definitely BR then, I'm guessing.
Definitely BR, yeah.
With a few linear green locos in there.
Yeah.
Yep. I have two questions again, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure.
I understand you went to Getz. How was it, and did you meet up with anyone, or did you see anyone there?
Getz, yeah, it was, well, as you know, we were in lockdown for, well, practically two years, and there was no meets going on at all, and that was one of the first meets I had to go to be honest. The people I met with Peter Dixon, John Warner.
Yep. John Warner's the Engage guy, isn't he?
That's right, yeah, he's got a fantastic layout, Piccadilly. I met up with Kevin Medway, is it? Medway Layout. And
yeah.
a few others. Richard was there from Hornby.
Watson.
Richard Watson, yeah. He was there from Hornby. Said hello to him. Oh, Paul from Galgam Hall, he was there. And Gary from Cheeky Tech, he was there. Oh yeah, so it was a good, because obviously we're all into the same thing, and it was just great just to meet fellow YouTubers and model railway enthusiasts, and yeah, it was a good time. And the thing that made the day, or yeah, made the weekend for me, was meeting up with a couple of people who just came up to me, Paul Holiday in Paris. Just came up to me and shook my hand and wanted selfies, and told them I was an inspiration to them, and which had it was a very, very humbling experience for myself. And yeah, I keep in contact with him now, and he's gone on to build his own layout, and yeah, so it's one of those trips I won't forget, 80.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
So it's always nice when you inspire somebody.
Oh yeah, it's because yeah, I never started out to get the following, to be an inspiration to others. I think that's happened by accident. Because to be honest, it's just it's just a railway. It's just me just sharing my experience, trials, tribulations on how I've put these things together.
Well, like I said
So yeah.
before in a few of your videos, at the end of the day, when the cameras are off or YouTube's gone away, at the end of the day, it's your layout and you've got to be proud of it, despite what people say.
Oh yeah. I mean, when I first started, I never thought I'd have a station like this. To be honest, and other little builds like the Saracen's Head that I've just completed.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Mrs. T's sweet shop. Better not forget about Mrs. T's sweet shop there. And another little builds, but yeah. So it's like with all hobbies, you start a journey
Yep.
and you never know what's going to come along in that journey. And I'm just glad I've got what I have got, and yeah, I am proud of what I've done. Yeah.
Got to say, I said it before. Your model railway should be in a magazine, and I know we discussed this before. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. Well, it's I have chatted to a few people, but yeah, I don't think I'm ready yet. I want to at least another year and progress the layout further. I think I mentioned to you about the Westall branch.
Yeah.
Now, when you come up through the loft hatch, it's an eyesore if you turn your head to your left. You got a lovely town, well, not town. You got a lovely scene of high shields, which is been the focus of a couple of videos. And then when you turn your head left, I've got 12, 13 foot barren baseboard still, and that's my focus next. Once I get this Nighthawk video out of the way, I'm going to crack on with that. It's going to be another journey, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, your miniature movies do go down pretty well. I've got to be honest.
Yeah, they've got a little following on their own.
I know,
Because I
like
noticed,
Kelly Ashford keeps asking about them.
yeah, yeah, she does, and I think hopefully we'll get the Nighthawk out the way. I know she's been waiting impatiently for the Nighthawk. She's been getting on at me to do it, and I I should have done it more or less after I did the first one, but other things got in the way. I wanted to get start on this, and uh, and I knew this was going to take long. I didn't think it was going to take as long as it did, and so hopefully we'll get the Nighthawk out the way and we'll do some serious building.
Speaking of builds, what builds have you got planned for the future of your channel, if any?
Right, as I was mentioning before, we have this lovely scene here of High Shields Station, and as we turn to the left, we've got this.
Oh,
And as you can see,
yeah,
it's barren land. So this is what I've got next. Plan. I'm gonna see we have a river here.
yep,
It's been cut away, ready for a river. I've got a bridge to build there. Got points. I'm gonna rip this track work up and redo it. So at the moment, a train can come either way and it could crash into each other. So future builds is this idea. This is going to be the Westall branch. This platform is going to be binned. I'm going to put a brand new platform in. The station's going to be there.
yep.
And I'm going to extend the baseboards out a little bit here, about 200 millimeters, so I can get a little bit of a dock scene in as well. So yeah, this is going to be the Westall branch. Although I'm going to call it the Westall branch, the only thing that'll be Westall about it will be the station. But as you can see, this has been sitting like this, well, since since I started back in 2015.
Yeah.
The last job I did was those 3 bridges there.
I think I remember seeing this area in a few of your videos once.
Yeah. So that's a project that's going to happen pretty soon. So, do you have any final questions, Edie?
Not really. Is there anything you'd like to add at the end?
All I can say is anybody out there who wants to have a go at building model railway, yeah, go ahead and do it, and basically have fun with it. Scratch building, if you're scratch building, take your time.
Yep.
Do a drawing, do a sketch, take some photographs, and enjoy it. I think if you bear that in mind, you can enjoy the hobby as well at the same time. Bear that in mind. It is a hobby and it's for yourself, so enjoy it. And also, Eddie, thank you very much for interviewing me.
No, Tony, thank you for letting me, if I'm honest with you.
It's been a pleasure.
Thanks again, Tony.
You're welcome, mate. And we'll speak soon.
We will. Thank you.